LeetCode 3, longest substring without repeating characters. Given the string S, find the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. We want the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. So if this is our input, ABC, ABC, BB, we want 3. That's the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. ABC is length 3. ABCA has a repeating character, so that's out. BCA is length 3. And BCAB would have a repeating B, so that we'd have to look to the next try, and CAB, that's 3, that's not longer. Okay, so CABC, no, that has 4, so our next try is going to be ABC. That's still the same length, it's not longer. So we look to the next character, ABCB. Well, we have a repeating B, so we take one off the front. Now we have BCB, we're still trying, but it's not any longer. And the next thing we can do is take one off the front. CB, okay, well, we don't have a repeating. We could look to the next one, but why bother? Because that's only going to be length 3. So the answer is 3. ABC with a length of 3. And the reason we want to check the length, they want to check the length, is that BCA is just as long as ABC. So we don't really know if CAB is longer than BCA or ABC. How would they know which is the correct answer? So we just have to know the length. They don't want to have the actual answer you got, and that makes it easier to check for them. Okay, this one's obvious, and PKW, WKEW, output is 3. This is a repeating, so that's a repeating. That's WKE is the longest. KEW is just as long, but the first one we get is WKE. All right, so here's my solution. Slide this over here, and bring it up here so you guys can see a little better. In fact, let's just get rid of this stupid comment here. It's useless. So I started by just using that intuitive approach with a loop by looking at, in fact, actually, let's go right to my interactive solution here. I made this longest substring without repeating characters interactive solution with promises. And so there's your input string. You can put whatever you want in there, but let's just stick with that example. Let's actually go back to here. ABC, ABC, BB. Try that. We have ABC, ABC, BB. We look to A. That's available. We can add that. And now we can add B. And we can add C. We can try to add A, but we already have one, so we have to take one off the front and try a new word. So now we have BCA. It's not longer than 3, our longest so far. We can look to B. Oh, we got to take one off the front. CAB. It's not longer than our longest word. Look to the next one. C. Nope. We got to try a new word. ABC. It's not longer than our longest word. Look to B. Nope. Can't do that. We got to take one off the front. No, we still have B in our string. C. We can look at C. Okay, but now we only have 3 possible characters left. So the longest we can get is 3, and it's ABC. And the way that I made this is using JavaScript and promises. We start out, I changed it a little bit so I actually have the longest word shown in here. And the reason for that is just to show you what the longest word is. Now let's go back to the code itself that I submitted and for which I got pretty good results. I don't have that longest word in here. What I have is a test chars, and the test chars will tell you, you just run it. Since I renamed that variable and make sure it still works, it does. The test chars will tell you, it doesn't tell you anything, but it's how many characters we have in our set, and the set keeps track of what the next possible word might be. So we have to look optimistically. Let's say we have ABC, right? And we get to A. Well, that ABC might be our longest one, but we're going to try A and we don't know. Or even better yet, once we get down to here, once we get this ABC, oh, we got to take B. Could we get a longer one? No, maybe we could. Maybe we could have these next two characters might be like X and Y, and we'd have A, B, C, X, Y. So then we look to our next one, we get B, and B is already in ABC. We don't know where it is, but we know it's there. So we have to take one character out of our set of a test word, test chars. This have to be unique characters without repeating characters. We have to take one out, and we have BCB, and we still have to take one out. So then that would leave us with CB. We could have that as a unique set of non-repeating characters, substring, unique substring, non-repeating characters. But then we looked, how many more characters do we have? We'd only have one more, and that would be the max length of the string minus what we already have now. So we won't actually have, it won't be any longer than our answer of 3. And so that's what the purpose is of that on here. We have the max length, that's the length of the string. It's the longest possible substring you could have. And then subtract from that the word start and see if that's any longer than our answer. And if it's not, if we can't possibly get a larger word, then there's no point in even continuing on with this loop. So we terminate the loop right there. If the test characters does not have the character at the word end boundary, and the word end boundary is the last character in our loop. And I'd implemented this a little differently in my promises example, just to make it so that it would work with a word. The word end boundary is the end. So we're starting at 0 and we're ending at 0. And if it doesn't have it, then we add that word in there. Okay, so the first time we go through this, and I can even get rid of this stupid J variable. I don't need that in there at all. And of course it will still run. If we get rid of, we got rid of the J variable. It still runs. So we get rid of, so we have that word end, and we can add that now. And then we can increment the word end, which will be the end of the word. So if we were to add ABC, BB, we can start by adding A. The answer is going to be the max between 0, our word end minus word start. So the word end is 1 and the word start is 0. So our answer is now 1. Now if we go to the next step, B, we test to see if the test characters, well, first, actually, we have to add it to our set. So we added it to our set. So the next character, we have to test to see if it doesn't have B. If it doesn't have B, then we'll add it. Okay, so now we have A and B in our test word. It's our longest word so far. We add char 1, right, 0, 1, and then we increment that to so the word end is going to be 2. It's going to be, here's the word ending it here. It goes up into, it goes A, B, up until word end. And then the answer is the max between whatever we have now and minus 2 minus the word start is 0. So it's 2. And we go all the way until here, C, test chars.add. We're going to add C in there. And then the max is going to be, the answer is going to be the max between word end minus 1 word start. So it's going to be 3. Word end gets incremented there. And so it's going to be 3. And then we're going to get to this A. And now what we have to do is we have to remove a character from our test words, test chars, to see if we can maybe find a longer one. So we store that longest one here. We've got 3 as the longest one we need. We don't need to know what that word is. We don't need to know that it's ABC in this example. But that's what we check here to see what the longest one is. We get the max between the word start minus the word end. So the first thing we'll do here down here is we're going to have to delete the first word, delete the first char in there, and then we're going to increment that. So we're going to delete char 0 from here, from our set, from our ABC test chars. And then we're going to increment the word start so that it starts now at 1. So now we'll have BCA. Okay, so now we have a new unique word in there, new unique set of chars in there, but it's still the same length. So when we get down here, and we're going to see, does the test chars have the word end? BCA is going to be our next character, because we have to do that one twice. Remember, we do it the first time, and it's already there. So we go into the else branch and we go through it again. And now we have to see if A is there, and it's not there now. So that's how the sliding window works. And that's why you have to have a test word. So A is not there, and the second time we get to this using this loop for this particular character, so then we add it. And now we have BCA in there. And then we go to the next character, and we check B, and B is already there. So now we have to remove B from the front. So instead of going here, we go into the else block. We increment that word start by 1. After the incrementation happens after we have removed that character. So now our test word is going to be CA because we found B. And so we're going to increment this next time. So we're going to go through this loop one more time, iterate through this one more time. And does it have B in there? Now it no longer does. So now we can add B to that string. And then the next thing we can do is we can check the next letter. So we're going to go through C. Is C already in there? Yes, it is. So now we're going to go to this else block, remove C from our test chars, and now we have ABC, still just as long. So answer is not going to be increased at all. And then we go to the next one. We want to see if the word of our test chars has B. So we have A, B, C, and does it have the next one as B? It does already, so now we have to go into the else block, delete the first one, and now we have BC, and does it have the next character, B, in there already? Okay, it does, so then we go to the else block again, and now we have C, and do we have B in the next? Do we have B in our set already? No, we don't. Now we have to actually see if the max length of the string, which is 8, the length of the string is 8 minus the word start, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 minus 5 is greater than our answer. So our loop actually terminates a little bit early right here because it knows, oh, looking ahead, there's no way we could possibly get a longer string. So there's no more point in looking any further on in this algorithm. So after that, the loop terminates, and then we return our answer, which is, in this case, 3. Thanks for watching.